So, Elena, got a question for you.
Okay.
Never mind. We talk. I got a question for you. Um, you like Marvel? I like Marvel.
I have watched an unusual amount of Marvel films over my history. Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about Marvel dropping Jonathan Majors after his little for issue?
Well, what did he get convicted of?
Here, hold on.
News tonight about actor Jonathan Majors. Marvel Studios just dropped the once rising star after a jury in New York found him guilty of assaulting and harassing his ex-girlfriend. Marvel was building a movie franchise around Majors before his arrest in March.
So he got charged for assaulting and harassment.
CBS's Drika Duncan was in court today for the verdict.
Tonight, Jonathan Majors walked out of court with heavy security after being found guilty of assault and harassment. He was acquitted of 2 other charges that required prosecutors to show Majors intentionally committed those acts.
Do you think your son got a fair trial?
The 34-year-old star has demmed since he was arrested in March after a fight with his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. He played roles in Marvel films and Creed 3, but it was his performance in the TV series Lovecraft Country that made Hollywood take notice. During deliberations, the jury asked to re-watch surveillance video from the incident in slow motion, where it appears Majors shoves Jabari into a black Escalade. Another video shows Jabari running after Majors following the
she's
incident.
facing him.
She testified she grabbed Majors' phone after seeing a text message from another woman. In a criminal complaint, Jabari accused Majors of assaulting her, leaving
Where?
a cut behind her ear
Oh my
and
God.
fracturing her finger.
That's assault.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
That Jonathan Majors did not intend to cause any physical harm to this woman. But what Jonathan Majors did, by virtue simply of his actions, his size, his strength, was create a substantial risk of physical injury.
All right. So yeah, now what do you think?
Oh my gosh. It
God, I got
reminds
an
me
opinion.
Oh boy.
of
I got.
Amber Heard. Amber Heard with Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's some. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts.
I know you do, but
Do
don't tell
I
your
s-
wife.
Do I see her getting pushed back into the car? Yes, you can
Mhm.
see the blonde hair go up against the car. You can see that.
Yeah, it's
We have
obvious.
to acknowledge. Yeah, we have to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she got. Let's say she got the cut behind her ear while she was getting pushed in the car. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's assault. I'm sorry you caused harm to another person in a fit of.
Well, assault is now the definition of assault is basically any unwanted touching.
Right. Well,
Right. So
being thrown up against a car would qualify.
I mean, how do we know that she didn't want to be him touching her?
All we have is her word, which is well,
Yeah.
nobody
We,
here believes all women.
we could definitely see that he was pushing her in the car. Why would he need to push her in the car if she didn't want to be in the car?
Okay.
There you go.
So,
I got you.
so then we see her chasing after him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a bit incongruent with the whole "he hurt me."
And fearing for your life, like you're fearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't generally chase after things that I'm afraid of.
Yeah. Well, I'm never really not afraid of anything, so I really don't have to worry about that. But
Well, but you understand the point, right? If you're afraid of
Yeah.
something, you do not chase after it.
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And they did say one key detail
Hmm.
about a cell phone. She tried to take the cell phone from him.
Yeah, it was his cell phone, and she snatched it out of his hands, and he went to get it back, and that's how the injury occurred. I guess is that what we're getting at?
I don't even know if she was able to snatch it out of his hands. I mean,
Well, she
the
did
lawyer-
take it from him.
Did she? Because he made it sound like she tried to. But
No. She did take it from him.
Okay.
I think because she also broke her finger, right? Her finger ended up breaking in this process, right? Or fractured the finger. So I'm thinking like, by him grabbing it or whatever or something, like hit it and it broke. I don't know. What do you think, Elena?
I don't believe her. But you already know that. And then we see the legal representative saying that by virtue of his size and strength, heavily
Mhm.
implying that just because he is that size and he is muscly, he must have hurt her.
Well, you see, yeah, that's the thing that bothered me too when I saw that. It's like, wait a minute. So because of his size and strength, does that mean that he needs to lightly grab the phone from her hands that she
Yeah,
snatched away from him?
right.
That she basically stole. She didn't have permission to take his phone. She took his phone without permission. That's a theft, right? Although she didn't like go very far with it, but she doesn't have the right to take somebody else's property without their permission, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he grabs it back from her, or in this, in the struggle, she gets hurt. Well, maybe here's the thing: all that could have been avoided if she didn't take something that didn't belong to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, holy crap! Like, are you serious? Yeah, yeah. Here's the other thing. I think this is bullshit. I think it's bogus. I think this is garbage. I think that they're railroading this guy. To say that race is not playing a role in it would be stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not
Mhm.
one to do the race baiting thing or the race playing the race card. Okay. I typically am the guy that says race doesn't have an issue in many things. Okay. But in this case, definitely race playing an issue. White girl, blonde hair, is with the black guy. I'm not trying to say let's take it all the way back to the segregation days, but I mean something is not right here. Okay, because wait a minute, so you're going to charge him with assault in the third degree, which I looked up. Right, assault in the third degree basically is a threat. It's like reckless infliction of fear or serious bodily injury, or reckless causing fear of an injury through the use of a deadly weapon. Now,
Phone is a deadly weapon.
I was gonna say, is the phone gun deadly weapon? You're gonna tweet the shit out of her. You're gonna tweet her to death.
Legally,
Yeah.
no. Legally,
Like,
no. The phone is not a deadly weapon.
so
Elena and I both know this.
so then the deadly weapon would have been him. The deadly weapon is considered his size.
Yes. And
Gets
It would
hurt.
have
strength.
to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, or like the he inflicted pain or whatever. It says like the fear of inflicting pain, right? Or inflict
The fear of bodily harm.
the reckless infliction of fear of bodily harm or injury. Okay, so then it's like he snatches the phone from her aggressively, right? And pushes her back in the car. Now she's afraid for her life.
And then she chases him.
And then she's gonna go on a marathon and run behind him like Tom or Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump, you know, like like you said, if you're afraid of something, you're not chasing it? You're not chasing it. You're running the opposite direction.
If I'm afraid of it, I'm getting back in that car and telling the driver to drive. That is the fastest way to get away.
Yeah, that's stupid. I think they railroaded this guy. I'm not going to go far and say like, oh, this was like entirely racist. I'm not saying that at all.
Well, it doesn't have to be, because this could just be a prosecutor white knighting for a
Well,
pretty
yeah,
girl.
and I get that, but this is why I say race might be playing a role here. Okay, and I'm explaining. Historically, right? Historically speaking, there have been a lot more white women accusing black men of horrible crimes, and these black men have been convicted or put to death over them, and they never even took place, or they took place with consent. So I hate to say this, but there is this common theme here that when a pretty little white girl with blonde hair gets hurt, right, and it's the big bad black guy, they seem to go a little bit more heavier on him than anything else.
They were looking.
The charges that, wait a minute, so it's like you accidentally hurt somebody, or you accidentally made them think that they were going to be hurt, and you're guilty of that. So it's like it's not even the intention to do it. It just
I have a
you're just
question.
reckless. You're reckless with it.
I have a question. How long have they been engaged?
Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't. It actually doesn't matter here, at least in terms of the law. This is pretty little white girl got hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
like
what this
I'm
is.
asking it because if she only got into relationship with him so that she could get out, this would make sense that no, she entered into this
That's-
arrangement just so that she could, milk him for whatever it
No, I
was.
definitely think. I mean, obviously, a woman. Any woman getting with him with his notoriety and his, stardom, is getting with him because, sure, he's a great guy. Maybe they consider him very handsome, but really, we all know what they're doing. They're getting with him because of the lifestyle. Women, as Rollo said, women don't marry the man; they marry the lifestyle.
Mhm.
So the projected lifestyle that he was going to be willing or able to offer her was what she was marrying.
Well,
Going off of what Rollo says, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean that all women are like that? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. Could she have genuinely loved him and wanted to be, his wife? That's very well possible. But at the same time, if that was possible, I don't know any woman in their right mind that would consider what he did was be worth
Fighting with him.
charging him this in court. Like,
well, this is why I'm saying that she might have had the malice really
no, I don't think so. And here's
intention
why.
at the beginning.
You think that was all planned? I don't think that's
No.
a long plan. That's a long con to play off.
No, and
I don't think any woman could actually pull that off.
Oh,
after
this is
so
why
many years.
I'm asking how long have they been together?
Well, they were together for a few years. I know that.
Ah, okay.
Like 3 years, I think.
They okay, sweetie. They met on a movie set. She is an actress, kind of. Literally, all her credits are dancer. So she's a
stripper.
background.
Got it.
Okay. she's a background bit player. She doesn't have speaking roles. She doesn't matter.
Hey, whoa, stop. My career started in that, okay? I did a lot of background stuff. Don't you dare talk about background. Background is the backbone of this damn production.
But she gets with Jonathan Majors, and all of a sudden, Hollywood knows her name.
Yeah. She becomes relevant.
Right.
I see. So she needed to get more status, and then when he became useless to her, she decided
I don't even know if it's that. I think, like maybe she really did like him. Oh my God, Jonathan Majors, Hollywood actor, he likes me. Oh my God, we're dating, right? And then then when she found out that obviously he cheated on her, because in another video he said that he was the lady asked him, like the interviewer, the reporter asked him, like, where did you cause any reckless injuries? He's like, I did not touch her. Like, I didn't never laid a hand on her like violently. He's like, but I was reckless with her heart. So right there kind of confirms the fact that maybe he was cheating on her, right? And
maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. We don't know for sure because he didn't say actively that he was.
No, but we do know that a woman scorned will go far beyond to make you suffer. Okay, like women, hell hath no fury than a woman scorned. All right, so I think maybe he did cheat on her, right? And things weren't as bad as she tried to make it out to be, but because she wanted him to suffer, because she wanted him to pay, she went on with it. Because this is a criminal case. This is not even a civil case. So this is more about jail time than
it's about punishment.
It's more about
money.
Like it has nothing to do with financial loss so much as it does with time behind bars potentially. So I know that he's almost, he could end up serving a year, in jail for all this, which I don't think he will serve a day. Anything, I definitely see him being on probation or, some type of, have to go to some anger management therapy. I can see that.
Mhm.
right? But actually being charged, like going to jail for it, I don't see that. But that's not where the problem really is. Disney or Marvel dropped him within the hour that his conviction, the jury rendered their verdict. That means Disney already planned on what to do. They already knew what they were going to do. And that is interesting because there
Well,
was like no conversation about with them, like
so
what moving forward.
you're talking about punishment, and I think that's what this is about. Because if this was about money, he would have paid and
And
he
it would
would
have
have
been
kept
done.
on acting. That
Yep,
would
it
have
would
been
have
it.
been swept under the rug. Nobody would have heard about it. She would have let it go, and they would have just settled it in court.
Right. By making this into a criminal proceeding, this gives Disney the pretext to drop him. Now, I don't know if they were looking for
Mhm.
pretext. We'll never know that. But all of a sudden, this goes from, okay, the man pays me to, I want to literally destroy this man's whole life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and or it's at the point where like money is not. Maybe she could go to civil suit now that she won the criminal case against him. Now
Usually,
she
well,
could go after him civilly for like emotional distress or, whatever nonsense, some shit, bullshit psychologists will come up
oh,
with for her.
okay, but that's actually not usually how it goes. Usually, how it goes is you win the civil case, and then that's used as evidence in the criminal case.
And I've heard it go both ways. So remember, O.J. Simpson lost the criminal case, or he won the criminal case, but he lost the civil case.
Yeah, but you could argue
So
that he lost the civil case because of the evidence, because of the
yeah,
case and the evidence. Remember, there are different standards,
but what I'm
but
saying is like he won the criminal case.
right.
And then you would think that if he won that case, he would win the civil case. No, he lost his civil case. So he had to pay out like buckloads of money, I think he ended up
Yeah,
filing chapter 13 or whatever.
I just
So
usually see it going the other way. You win
no,
the civil case.
I have. I'm just saying it could go
Yeah,
both ways. So, but think about this. Her winning this criminal case or him losing the criminal case actually
cut,
strengthens her civil case.
that's true, but it cuts off his money.
How?
He's done. He's out. Whatever. He has to live the rest of his life on the money he's got.
Yeah,
Like,
but that has nothing to do with what the judge will render as the punishment.
it has to
Like,
do with how much she can get out of it.
well, no, not
Mhm.
really, because if the judge, let's say the judge awards her $5 million, right? Let's say he only has $3 million. Well, the judgment's already made against him. Okay, so then they would have to liquidate all his assets, so his house, and cars or whatever, and even royalties to films like residuals. All that money would end up going towards her until the $5 million was paid. Right? They could do that, or they could settle for less and say, okay, we said 5 million, but she's willing to offer 3. You know what I'm saying? Like
So he has an out there.
he
As
does a little bit, but
well,
what I'm
he can declare bankruptcy, and
yeah,
that pushes those proceedings into, and she would have to take whatever he gets at the bankruptcy
exactly,
proceeding. So like
exactly,
he has an, and that's what I'm saying. We have a saying in finance: if I owe the bank $100,000, that's my problem.
yeah,
If I owe the bank $100 million, that's their problem.
yes.
This is kind of that same thing. It's okay. You might be able to get a civil judgment, but the chances of you paying that are getting all of it are pretty slim.
Well, I think I think she'll win a civil judgment either way. Now, I think
Yes, she will.
the case automatically guarantees her to win. In my opinion. Now, does she actually get the top dollar payout that she may think? No.
Yeah.
I don't think she's getting $1 million off of this thing at all.
Well,
Maybe.
and that's why I say I don't think this was about money. She shot herself in the foot if this was just about money.
Well, here's the thing: if it's a he said, she said, and there's no physical evidence and no like arrests, right? There's nothing to support her case. She couldn't take the evidence from this whole thing, without him being arrested or charged for anything to a civil court to say that like he abused her when there's no record of abuse. If there's no record of any violence or abuse, then it's a he said she said, and then he could go after her for defamation, right? If he really wanted to.
Do the whole Amber Heard Johnny
Yeah.
Depp.
Yeah,
So,
this is
so
why
she
I
needed a
said
conviction in order to make her case
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
legitimized in my eyes. Now, that's just my opinion. Does she get a whole lot of money from it? I think she's going to get a lot more money than she's ever earned in her life. That's for sure.
As a dancer, yeah.
Yeah. Do I think that, this is right? I mean, it's stupid because they're like, hey, we convicted you on 2 counts of, well, we don't know what the harassment one is. The harassment might actually be legitimate. Like if he's like blowing her phone up or showing up to her house or
Yeah.
whatever, like, what are you doing? Like stuff like that. I don't know if he did, but the harassment probably seems more legitimate. This like third degree assault nonsense, that sounds stupid.
It's a stretch.
That's stupid. Basically, off of that definition, is like any parent that threatens to spank their kid
Mm-hmm.
with the belt or their hand or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's third degree assault. Because you
God
give
help
them
us if our
fear.
kids ever learn the legal
You
system.
give them fear. You,
Mhm.
you inflicted fear of bodily harm.
Yeah. God help us if our kids ever
know
learn
what?
our legal system.
Back in basic training, those drill instructors, they all gave me third degree assaults. They
Well,
told me
Glenn,
they were
you
going
should
to
go after them.
fuck me. They told me they were going to beat the shit out of me.
Glenn, you should go after him. See how much money you can get from the government.
I'm just saying, like, if we're calling that a third, that's third degree assault, man. That's ridiculous. I think Disney jumped the gun. I think Disney fucked up, in my opinion. I don't think they should have went so hard on him. Honestly, like they dropped him from all productions. Like that's ridiculous.
He's blackballed now. He's out.
Well, yeah, that's like they developed the whole next chapter of like the Marvel universe around this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. I mean, if Disney was smart, they would bring him back because nobody cares about this charge. It's not like he actually, beat her up. It's not like he did, like he threw her against the wall and like threw her out the window or anything. He didn't do that. He was getting back his property that she stole from him, mind you, and then he tried to flee from her. He's running away from her. Who do you think is scared of who in this situation?
Yeah, well, she's not scared of him. Not if she's.
I think
chasing
it's
him
like
down.
Elena chasing me. I will run. I know about them Russians. Those Russians are crazy.
Yeah, but
And I watched
but the
the whole
optics
show called The
of
Americans. I watched that whole show called The Americans about the Russians infiltrating America. And KGB, Elena, I get it. I know what you could do. I'll run.
although the optics of 100-pound girl chasing down a ripped dude, 6 foot tall dude. I'm sorry, Glenn, you would lose your alpha card immediately.
Yeah, but I'll be free.
That's true.
And see, so I just think they railroaded him, and like I said, I wouldn't put it past that. Like I said, some elements of race might be playing a role. This whole like women movement, thing, because it's not Me Too, but it's like believe all women and all women are victims nonsense thing. That played a role because you can see Disney just so quick to drop him over the most insignificant charge. Like, I wonder if he flicked his nose and told her he's going to flick a booger at her, or picked his nose and said he's going to flick a booger at her, if that's considered assault.
It actually would be because bodily fluids are hazardous material.
Oh God!
Look, Glenn, what do you want me to say? It's true.
Yeah, I just think he got railroaded. I think he didn't get a fair shake.
No, he didn't.
And yeah, I mean, here's the sad thing is like my stepdad is black, so I grew up with a black family, and I remember them always worried about white girls. Like, man, better watch out for them white girls. Them white girls gonna trap you. She's talking about Tay, you better watch out for them white girls. And sure enough, here you go. Here's a white girl just ruining another black man's life.
Yep.
I don't know, but moving on. I got something else to show you guys.
Oh, hold on a second. I have a question. So I just found that they met each other in 2021. And then since that time, after she was engaged with him, she started getting the major roles.
Oh
on
yeah,
TV.
because yeah.
Yeah, she got Mission Impossible and Barbie after this.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I need to find me an actress that likes me because I need to get in some of these major roles. I mean, I've been in a few big shot movies, but man, I didn't get no major role. I need a major role like that.
No, she didn't get a major role, but she got into them. She was a
But she got a
dancer.
speaking role. She wasn't a background actress anymore. I guarantee you, he also
Yes.
got her an agent as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Because she came up. That whole thing was a come up for her. Not saying that she did it intentionally. This was her plan, but she benefited way more than he benefited out of this relationship, and that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I see a lot of similarity with what Amber Heard did there with Johnny Depp, because it's almost like a plot. They follow a specific scenario. They get engaged with this wealthy man who can give them status, who can give them these big roles on big TV, not
Mhm.
somewhere behind, but on the main scene,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then like something bad happens in the relationship, usually man's fault in their mind, and then they break apart because they think that they can go along by themselves. They are strong, powerful, and independent women.
Well, they could go along by themselves now that they secured the bag.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have done that before they had that level of security, right?
Oh, definitely. This is why I'm saying that it could be all planned out in advance.
See, well, then hear what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, but I guess I would like to believe that not all women are that malicious to where that they only get with guys
Remember
just
that
because they want to be able to capitalize on them. Because then, okay, if that's the case, then every male celebrity should not get with any women whatsoever. You should never be alone with a woman at all, because any woman that male celebrity meets is basically a potential threat, and you don't know their intentions, so you got to treat them all like threats.
Yes.
And then just dismiss them all.
Well, that's the Keanu Reeves policy.
Well, he just doesn't touch anybody. He hovers.
Yeah.
He does the hover thing.
Yeah. That's probably the most rational way to go about it,
Then
considering.
does that mean all women are like that? So you're saying all women are like that? Then even you don't have to be famous. Then guys, you don't have to be famous at all. You just got to be a person that has enough means, or resources to where a woman could just get with you because she doesn't want like you. She likes the resources you have.
So a Myron,
I mean,
or a Mike Sartain, or
man, but I just, man.
See, I don't see all women as being.
See, that's the thing. I just don't want to ever say all women would do this.
Yeah.
Now I could say maybe all women are capable of doing that if they wanted to, but
if they can get away with it, they will see what they can do there.
I don't know. That just means all women are just inherently evil, and they don't love anything. They don't love nobody. They're just about just destroying. By any means necessary.
Well, the female energy is actually very destructive. We have God Shiva in Buddhism. We have the Bible saying that women are more tempted to the.
Well, so said the Bible says women are more deceived, or easier to be deceived, but that's they're more easier to be deceived. It doesn't say women are more innately evil.
Well, if the female nature is uncontrolled and unrestrained, it can lead to a lot of chaos and destruction.
Yes, but the question is that destruction intentional?
Women know what they are doing in most cases.
Yeah, yes, I agree. In most cases, they do know what they're doing. I'm wondering if we could go as far as saying that all women are, evil creatures that will eventually try to ruin the guy's life. I don't know if we could say that, and I don't think it's fair to say that. I think that we could say that all women are capable of being that evil. Just like I think it's capable of saying all men are capable of horrendous violence. All right. Does that mean all men are going to be violent? No. All men can be violent. So I just, because you know how,
Well,
like, you know,
see, define violence again. A woman may not go too violent against a man that she can't squeeze a lot of resources for herself, but she will happily do it with Major or Johnny Depp because she knows that
well, the
uh,
leverage is like
she can get more out of him. So you see my point, like she may not do it to a random guy who is not as
yeah,
wealthy.
because the guy has like, so you're just basically saying like the guys that are famous or wealthy, when girls get with them, it's most likely because they want to capitalize off of them and take their money and use this as a ploy to get, you know, a quick or get rich quick scheme.
I think it's a safe assumption. Not all women. I agree that, like, saying that all women
Okay, so
are.
then what about like let's say you were a famous Russian actress and you're a millionaire, right? And then you met your husband who's a famous American actor and he's a millionaire. And you fall in love with him. Should he think that you are in it just because you want to take his resources? Because
Considering the
you're
modern
because
state of our society, in her mind, what's hers is hers, and what's his is also hers. Yes, I would assume so. But
really.
if they are kind of equal on the social status, and like they don't mix the money together, they just pop up kids, let's say, right?
Mhm.
Then just keep different accounts and like 50-50 or whatever, because
Well, I
if
would
you
think like if they both had their money, like they would both probably have like a they'll probably have like a prenup or something along those
yeah.
lines, like to protect their
The
individual.
women usually, and notice neither what's her name, Jabari,
Jabari, yeah.
neither Jabari nor Amber Heard, they had a higher social status in comparison to their husbands or boyfriends.
Well, yeah,
in,
because we
in
know that
majors.
like they're like Johnny Depp made Amber Heard's career. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, she was already in the industry. I get that.
Mhm.
But she wasn't getting the roles that you know, she garnered. Like, let's face it, Aquaman, that's probably because Johnny Depp made a few phone calls or knew some people. I don't think she got that role off her own merit. We obviously know that Jabari didn't, she was a backup actor, you know, background actor. Um, and all of a sudden now she's on the newest Mission Impossible. And what was the other one? Plutarch?
Barbie.
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 Now I think I never watched Barbie and I don't know if it was a good movie or not, but I did see Mission Impossible and that was a good movie. So it's like we do know that like before meeting Jonathan, she didn't have that opportunity. She was doing background work. So we know what she didn't get those roles based off of her talents and her, you know, work. She got that because somebody made a few phone calls, you know, most likely her boyfriend, and got her, you know, in.
So basically, I would say they are just gold diggers, and men in high positions with high status, they particularly need to be careful and just automatically assume that women
Yeah.
will engage with them because of their resources. See, and
Mhm.
this is where, like, men want to think that women can love idealistically.
No,
No.
no, and it's not, I'm not saying that women can't love idealistically. I'm saying that I don't want to think that all women are going to be so opportunistic in nature. Like think the worst. Like now, okay, let's say I'm a famous millionaire actor, right? And you know, I end up marrying like or meeting this chick that works at, I don't know, she cuts hair at
Starbucks.
Fantastic Sam's, right? And we hit it off. Now, and then we get married or whatever. Do I think that she's now going to do I have to worry about her now trying to ruin my name and then take all my money and leave? Like that opportunistic? I don't know. I don't think I would marry somebody that I would have that much fear about, right? Or think that might be possible.
Well, do a prenuptial like
course.
James Sexton says, but a good
But
prenuptial agreement that would
the
protect you.
opportunistic nature in her might be that she ends up, getting me to, get married to her. And then now she just rides that wave for the rest of her life. The opportunity of not having to provide or have to worry about finances anymore. That could be her opportunistic nature. And she could very well be in love with me or attracted to me or whatever the case is enough
Only
to work. Do you see? So it may that opportunistic nature doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing or result in a negative thing.
if women can realize how lucky they actually are, that the man that they wanted to get is committed to them, and then they commit in exchange and they stay with this man, only time can show and prove your true intentions. So if she has been with this man for like 3 years or so, and then she breaks up with him, obviously she wasn't there for this man. She was for his resources and for the status that he could
So
provide.
what if they're together for 20 years and all of a sudden she breaks up with them? Are you going to say that she just played the long game?
It's possible. I
But
mean,
see, I think there's too much unknown there to
yeah.
make that
It's
decision.
too risky for her.
Yeah. And also it's really risky for her if, let's say, like, she doesn't get any money from alimony for whatever reason. So she just invested 20 years in this guy. And then now, she can't go out in the sexual marketplace. She's not looking nowhere near as good as she did when she got married originally. So, I just don't want to say that all women are. I don't want to say all women are evil, and will result to, if you are a well-off guy, women are going to try to just destroy you. They're going to use their sexuality to destroy you. I don't want to say all women are like that.
And
Well-
I don't think we have a lot of evidence that that's actually true. Some will. Hey, Amber Heard's a thing, and she tried it. And
Yeah.
You're saying, oh, she went the criminal route first. Maybe that's because she saw what Amber Heard failed to do and realized that she needed to get that conviction first.
That's true. That is very true.
Okay. And maybe this particular girl, in Hollywood, don't touch her, she's radioactive. But there's a lot of women in Hollywood who they marry, they get the money, and that's the last you hear of them.
But we could say that the same thing about every guy that married, like every football player or pro ball player that marries a chick, and a couple years later they're divorced and you never hear from her. She got a big ass settlement. They got a whole lot of money and they never hear from them.
Does anybody remember Russell Wilson's first wife?
He had a first wife?
No.
I thought he was a virgin until Sierra.
No. Her name was Ashton Meme. Oh yeah, he had a wife.
Wow.
Go
Okay.
look it up. Part of the reason. Oh, there's this whole scandal up in Washington.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I remember there was a player named Golden Tate. He was a wide receiver.
Oh yeah, Russell Wilson cheated she cheated with Russell on Russell Wilson with that guy.
That was the accusation.
Oh, I thought that was his girlfriend, not his wife.
Oh yeah, they were married for like 3 years. Here,
Didn't they get into like a fist fight or something like that, right?
Life after divorce from Russell Wilson?
No, like the dude, the guy on the team. What was his name?
Yeah.
Golden Tate. Yeah, what was his real name?
Okay, I'll look that up. But yeah, they were married.
Oh wow.
Let's see, Golden Tate. No, that's his name. Is Golden Herman.
His real name is Golden Tate.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's related to Andrew Tate. I'm kidding. It's a bad joke.
No.
No, but I remember that because I was living in Washington at that time. I do remember that. Yeah, I thought they were like just dating. I didn't think it was his wife. That sucks.
See, I kind of agree with what Donovan Sharp was saying, that a woman needs to keep proving herself that she is worthy of man's attention, investment, and resources. So far, we haven't seen a lot of proof of that, based on what we
No,
see the
because
celebrities are doing.
society has told women, like, once you get a guy to commit to you, you're done. You don't have to work at it anymore. Oh,
Exactly.
but he has to constantly work at it. He has to constantly prove himself
Yeah.
to you. For what? I don't know what's there's not an equal exchange in value at all. It's literally, he works, pays for everything, provides everything. You occasionally, potentially, maybe every once in a while, decide to open up your legs for him to have sex. Like, that's a
Mhm.
horrible exchange right there. That's a it, and it's so sad because, like, a guy, like, I would never want to tell a guy that just to date women, because, like, a girlfriend is better than a wife, in the sense of, like, a girlfriend is still going to try to prove herself to you, because she wants to get the ring.
Yeah.
And but the wife, once she gets the ring, it goes downhill, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
So the fact that that's typically the case,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like it's telling guys it's better to have a girlfriend than a wife.
I would
Right.
agree with you. Yeah.
But I can't say that to guys, because I can't tell guys from my biblical worldview, hey, just have a girlfriend. Oh, but by the way, you can never have sex with her. Like, that's what? Nobody's gonna follow that.
Sure.
Nobody's gonna do that.
Well,
So
if they choose to have sex, they need to protect themselves because, darling, do you remember the case when girls would actually, even if you use the condom, girls would
oh yeah,
say
use
you
that.
don't deal with your sperm by yourself, so they don't put it back
Yeah,
inside
it was,
them
it was
and
an
what?
become
NBA. It was
pregnant.
an
But
NBA player.
Do you know what Drake did? The rapper Drake, he puts hot sauce in the condom.
Kill it.
No, I guess if you're gonna put that up there, it's gonna burn your vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
thing
because
is,
One
there
way
was
to
some
deal with
NBA
it.
player that got what, spurgled, I think is what they call it.
yeah. Well, there was there's a whole thing, like, the NBA, released it, told everybody to start flushing their condoms down the toilet because of the women.
Yeah.
But at the end of the, here's the thing: are women capable of doing some horrible, trappy, things?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But that's all women are capable of doing that. Just like all men are capable of physically taking advantage of a woman if they, decided
Yep.
to, right? We don't tell women that they need to be, I don't tell women that they need to be afraid of all men, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
And in
can't,
fact, that's a harmful message.
yeah, it is. It really is. If I tell guys, hey, you need to be afraid of all women are going to try to destroy you, take everything you got. That's hateful.
It's also black pill doomer.
It is. Then what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, so then, like, what? I just make them all gay? That's the quickest way to make guys gay, is telling them that all women are going to abuse them and try to take their money and take their resources.
Well, if you tell them that they need to be more careful and think rationally, like how they
Absolutely.
vet women, how they talk to
Yes.
women,
Absolutely. Definitely. That's the one thing. Yes. Educate men on vetting. Vet better.
Mhm.
Stop thinking with your little head. Start thinking with the big head.
Yes.
Does she offer you more than vagina? Like, is the vagina even that good? No, but I'm just saying, like, is there more than
Oh,
just
that's
like,
if it's only a starfish sex once a year on St. Valentine's
yeah,
Day
it's
after
hard
she
to
gets an
ask.
expensive ring, or
yeah, it's like, is there more value than just sex that she bring? Like,
yeah.
what other additional added value does she give you? Or is it just because she's hot and she's willing to bang you?
Mm-hmm.
Because for far too many guys, that is the only standard they have.
Yeah.
Okay, she's hot, she touched my pee-pee, let's go, we're getting married. That's the problem. Guys need to have, actually, what the real problem is guys just need to have more standards for women.
Yes.
'Cause I bet you if Jonathan Majors had higher standards for the women that he dated, maybe he wouldn't have stayed with her. Because obviously there's another video released out where he's like giving her a lecture, saying that, like, he's doing great things and he wants the woman that in his life to be like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, if you're saying stuff like that and you have to tell her that, then she's
Yeah.
obviously not the one for you, bro. And you're missing the red flags. The fact that you are even having this conversation with her is the
Mhm.
problem. Demonstrate, not explicate.
Yep.
And he should have just like nexted her a long time ago.